In early 2017, Nintendo was on the verge of releasing their most unique but risky console, going for a second chance at winning over gamers after Wii U's underwhelming life cycle. Blake here for Geeked, and here's my overview and thoughts on Nintendo's latest console, the Switch. When introducing the Switch, Nintendo showcased the system primarily as a home console that connected to a dock that directly connected to a television through HDMI. Alternatively, the console could be removed from the dock and used as a standalone handheld system. The console uses wireless controllers called Joy-Cons, which have the directional and standard buttons you'd find on most controllers currently, and also include motion sensing and high-definition tactile feedback, which essentially is an upgrade version of your normal Rumble feature. Games for the Switch are available both physically and digitally through the eShop, neither of which have region locking, meaning games are still playable in all countries. Nintendo's then president Satoru Iwata pushed towards mobile gaming and novel hardware aiming for a wider demographic. The system was opted more towards a standard electronic components, namely a chipset based on NVIDIA's Tegra line, to make game development easier and more compatible with existing game engines. Analysts expected Nintendo to find a way to draw back and appeal to their core gamers. However, early advertising and marketing came across as somewhere between the core and casual demographics. Hardware and game developers seemed more hopeful and positive about the approach Nintendo went for compared to previous generations. Phil Spencer, head of Microsoft's Xbox division, tweeted that he was impressed with Nintendo's ability to state a bold vision and build a product that delivers on that vision. Flash forward a year later to March 2017 and the Switch has sold over 17 million units worldwide, a massive contrast compared to the Wii U, which only sold 13.5 million units over its 5-year lifespan. What made the Nintendo Switch so successful, and a joy rather than a con, comes from the focused and simplistic marketing, ease of use in its various forms, and an extensive library of games in the span of a year. The Nintendo Switch had a lot of potential from the get-go, and had come a long way in cementing its place in this generation. Nintendo's initial marketing for the Switch presented one clear goal: crystal clear in our communication of what the product was and what the product could do, Nintendo of America's president Reggie Fils-Aimé stated. This was mainly to avoid running into the same issues that harmed the marketing of the Wii U. Many consumers had confused the Wii U gamepad as an accessory for the existing Wii console rather than a totally new platform. That lack of clarity also made it sound as though the gamepad was a tablet-like console when in fact it was just a controller for the Wii U. The marketing for the Switch was much more aggressive and clearly demonstrated within the first trailer of October 2016, showcasing all forms of the console, attracting demographics of both core and casual gamers. Starting out strong with Breath of the Wild, this trailer and others attracted legacy gamers who've played past games in the Zelda franchise, and first-time players to the Zelda series. Apart from the online and TV adverts, including the Super Bowl commercial, Nintendo also participated within large events across the globe, demonstrating the difference in direction from their competition. The company also campaigned an Unexpected Places experience in 3 select US states, calling for gamers to try out the unit in a living room space alongside WWE celebrity John Cena, showcasing the balance between console and handheld and the ability to take the console virtually anywhere. Depending on graphical usage, gameplay of up to 2.5 hours for games like Zelda and Skyrim is achievable, while less graphically intensive games can be generally played up to 6 hours, as stated by Nintendo. For some, this battery estimation in handheld mode was not sufficient. However, to combat this, the Switch featured USB-C charging, which in turn allowed customers to charge the console on the go with a portable external battery. A huge leap forward was the new operating system Nintendo built from the ground up. The new tile interface was clean, snappy, and an ease to navigate, something that is very un-Nintendo. Gone are all the repetitive background theme songs and the myriad of bloatware apps that most users never touch. A standout feature I wish Nintendo would implement is the ability to organize games, something that early 3DS owners struggled with, resulting in a massive overload of games hogging up their menu screen. Also, this is something I didn't notice until doing the research, but Nintendo don't seem as invested in Mii's anymore. Instead, the user can create profile pictures that have your favorite Nintendo avatar. If for any reason you still want to make several Mii's, maybe your whole family, or horrifying abominations, you still have the option. But it no longer takes up a section of the home screen and is instead hidden away in the operating system. Breath of the Wild turned out to be a huge system seller. As a matter of fact, in April 2017, only a month after the Switch was on sale, Breath of the Wild sold more copies than the console itself. A total of 906,000 Nintendo Switches were sold in the US, compared to the staggering 925,000 copies of Breath of the Wild. Various reasons for this anomaly included repeat sales for both limited edition and regular copies of the game, and the simple fact that Nintendo literally could not keep up the strong demand. This resulted in Nintendo's doubling down in production, enabling more customers to get their hands on the console. Although first-party games were seemingly released month to month, they're still deemed the issue that not every Zelda, Mario, or Kirby game would be engaging for every gamer. Nintendo were able to push out a multitude of third-party and indie games within and between major releases to keep players occupied. Shinya Takahashi and Yoshiaki Koizumi, General Manager and Deputy General Manager of Nintendo's Entertainment Planning and Development Division, worked with several developers to provide assistance in getting their game published on the Switch, while getting feedback on the Switch's hardware itself. Nintendo also began reaching out to indie developers and worked with companies like Sumo Digital, Chucklefish, Team 17, and Devolver Digital to make the process of publishing or porting their games easy. Many companies found this new Nintendo to be a lot more open and approachable, showing progression and seeing the importance of what indie developers can offer to the system. David Dino, a designer at Sumo Digital for Snake Pass, spoke with Kotaku during the GDC event last year and stated, "When you look at all the indie games at this event, they almost chronicle the type of genres that have made gaming in general. And I think Nintendo understands what indies can bring to the Switch. They've been very welcoming and almost hand-holding through whatever process we need to get our games on the platform." On the architecture side, Nintendo previously used their own internal hardware and software tools that third parties and indies would struggle to develop on. To correct this, they now take advantage of the NVIDIA chipset, allowing developers to bring their optimized games over to the system with ease. Even in the early days, the toolkit for Unreal Engine was already updated to allow beta testing for the Switch, and provided full support in May 2017. Nintendo anticipated at least 60 indie games through 2017, but by the end of 2017 had amounted to over 320 due to the system's popularity and support with developers. Another integral part of the system, the Nintendo Switch Online services, which has been on everyone's mind since the release of the Switch, will be made effective as of September 2018. Included up front are cloud save data backups, enabling players to save their favorite games in the cloud, giving future access if games saves are ever lost. Nintendo are also offering a range of classic games such as the Super Mario Bros. 3, Balloon Fight, and more that you can download and play, but lose if you cancel your subscription. There are expected to be 20 titles available when it launches, with more being added over time. Nintendo also confirmed that the Switch will not include a virtual console. A spokesperson for Nintendo speaking to Kotaku stated, "There are currently no plans to bring the classic games together under the virtual console banner, as has been done on other Nintendo systems. There are a variety of ways in which classic games from Nintendo and other publishers are made available on the Nintendo Switch, such as through NES, Nintendo Switch Online games, Nintendo eShop, or as packaged collections. This is a cause for concern, as players who've spent quite a lot of money on the previous Nintendo generations are becoming more exhausted with re-releases of games time and time again. This is leading to certain groups finding a larger interest in early homebrew applications being created through the use of hacking. The voice chat app, which has been available to everyone, will be only made functional with online subscriptions. The application, available to iOS and Android smartphones, is only useful with one game being Splatoon 2, and the company aren't offering any other way of speaking across Nintendo games currently, leaving players to use chat alternatives such as Discord or Skype for messaging or voice chats. Nintendo have come a long way since October 2016 and created a near-perfect console that can be played anywhere, anyplace, at any time, and marketing the system correctly to consumers. The company has been stagnant with first-party games through 2018. However, third parties and indies are definitely leading the Switch successful with current 2018 games, and many more to set this year, like Dark Souls Remastered, Octopath Traveler, to name a couple. Nintendo's E3 presentation in June may also include a lineup of new games across first, third, and indie games that have yet to be announced. If the Switch continues on the same path with minor tweaks to the online system, it's bound to be a lasting success for the company. Do you guys think this is the right direction for Nintendo to take on their new console? Feel free to leave a comment down below or on any of our social medias. And if there's a video you'd like us to create, let us know. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel and hit that bell button to receive notifications when we upload. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.